What is going down, everyone? It's Insomulus here again, back with another gameplay, and this time I've got a quick little nice double m.o.a.b gameplay for you guys. We're on the map Village, and this time we're using the ACR with sounds from an extended mag, using the dual attachment proficiency. I got the gold camo, the quick draw, sleight of hand, and stalker as my initial perk setup. For my specialist perk setup, I'm using sit rep, assassin, and also hardline, all pro variants as usual. And as I said, we're on Village. As you can see, we're on Village, and normally, you know, I haven't really uploaded too many Village gameplays. I think I've uploaded maybe 2 gameplays on Village, of which I didn't really, you know, give too many tips or anything about the actual map in general. So I think I'm going to try and give you guys some tips about playing on Village in this video. So basically, I'm going to start off by saying, when I play Village, my general goal on Village is to cap the A and the B flag and keep the enemy at the C flag. Now, my entire thought process behind trapping them at the C flag is because it's kind of entirely based towards my playstyle. You know, as you guys know, I've kind of got full-on Russian playstyle, and I generally, you know, use submachine guns the majority of the time. So I do try and trap him at that C flag, just because when this kind of area that I'm at now, when you are trapping him at the A flag, it's more fair towards, you know, LMGs, assault rifles, and snipers, just because it has a lot more long range, you know, kind of encounters there. Whereas you can see right here, when I am trapping him at the C flag, there is a lot more, you know, close quarters areas. Although when I am using the ACR and SCAR or whatever assault rifle I'm using, I generally do tend to stick towards this side of the C flag, kind of near this truck, and to the right hand side, you know, where you can look down at the kind of C flag area and back C flag area and kind of at the spawn point. But when I am using a submachine gun, I will just rush straight in there and kind of run towards that little, you know, market area and towards a red fire truck towards the back. That's what I'll do when I am using the submachine gun, and just kind of stick to the closest quarters areas. But as you can see in this gameplay, I am using the ACR, so I do try and stick to, you know, the more medium to long range rather than going into the close quarters areas where I would just, you know, get outgunned by the submachine guns. And this is something you got to do, you know, quite often. You got to kind of just take notice of what gun you're actually using. Like, you're not going to run it into a close quarters areas and just try with a sniper rifle and just try and, you know, kill everybody, unless you are going for those montage clips with attack inserts and stuff. But, you know, it generally doesn't work out in your favor. And you're better off just, you know, playing to your strengths of your weapon, playing to the strengths of the kind of class of weapon that you're using. So for assault rifles, stick to the medium to long range. For your submachine guns, shotguns and stuff like that, always stick to the close range. Now you see, I got the first m.o.a.b there. I think it was about a 2-minute 30 m.o.a.b, and I do call it in right here. And for that first m.o.a.b, I did kind of stick towards the C area and killing all the enemies towards the C area. Now, that's generally what I like to do, as I said, but towards this gameplay, my team, you know, was constantly flipping spawns and stuff like that, so I couldn't keep them in, you know, a set flag. So during this second streak, you'll see that the flags are, you know, flipping, and generally when they do flip to the A flag, you're gonna see where I go. And when I do run a submachine gun, I run this route here. I am running it with the assault rifle because I'm trying to, you know, catch where the enemies are spawning. But generally when I'm running the submachine guns and the enemies are spawning at this side, I will just run this route and just run in and out of the caves. However, I am using the ACR in this gameplay, and with assault rifles, generally what I like to do when the enemies have the A flag is I will stay kind of outside the cave area. I won't push into the cave area because it can be a bit risky if you are pushing in there, because there generally will be people spawning in and around that area, which, you know, you're better off dealing with them using a submachine gun or something along those lines. Whereas with the assault rifle, you're better off just kind of taking a kind of little head glitch position, you could say, behind these little rocks. You see this little kind of paneling to my right, and also this little car area. You're better off just kind of lurking around these areas and just kind of ADSing, and just taking off the guys as they funnel out of their spawn points. So that's how I like to play this map, really. When I'm using the submachine gun, I like to stay to the innards of the cave area or the market area, the C flag, depending on where the flags are currently at. And when I'm using the assault rifles, I like to stay kind of towards the right hand lane, aiming at the C flag or this kind of entrance towards the cave area, and just kind of stay here and kind of lurk around here and get a ton of kills, trying to push them into the flag that I want. But as you can see here, I am playing, you know, in a random lobby with a bunch of random teammates. So something you really got to do is kind of just change your playstyle, change what you're doing, change where you're running, change your entire flow of the game depending on how the flow of the match is going. What I mean by that is, like, how your teammates are playing, how your enemies are playing, like if they're triple capping, just kind of change and just maneuver depending on how, you know, your teammates are actually acting and how the pace of the game's actually going, and you know, you should do well. So that's pretty much it for my tips on this video. I think something I do want to address is someone actually asked me in my live stream the other day, like how do I stop getting nervous, you know, when I'm on, like, when I'm going for like the second MOAB in a MOAB streak, or when I'm on like a really good MOAB streak or whatever. And the basic answer is that is, you know, I used to get nervous. Like, I know during like my first 5 or 6 MOAB streaks I actually got during the first couple of days of the game, I used to get really nervous on those MOAB streaks. But you know, after you call in a certain amount, you know, you just start to, you know, have more confidence in the fact that you're gonna get it, and you just end up pulling them off. The only thing that I really get nervous about now is, you know, after I get the double MOAB, I always choke on trying to go for them third MOABs. Like, if you look to my gameplay file when I was doing my live stream the other day, I have like 10 triple MOAB fails with all double MOABs and like 15, 16 to 20 gun streaks and stuff like that, which is pretty unfortunate. But that's pretty much that, and that's the end of the gameplay pretty much. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think the final score is 93-7. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave me a comment and a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.